Rosalind Fung.
We didn't know who was going to start that one. But I'm Dan Haig. I'm a wealth manager with IG Wealth.
And I am an abundance warrior, self-love life and business coach of Rosalind Fung Coaching. And
we're all about passion
pleasure.
and fun and pleasure in the bedroom and at the bank.
Awesome. So, clearly we did not rehearse that. Today's video is all about how we stay fueled to help us keep moving through challenges. Not just this video challenge, this 21-day video challenge that Jen Leonard is putting on, but I want to bring that to the bigger context of life. So what we're going to do, I'm going to lay this out. We're going to talk about physiologically and physically how we fuel ourselves to keep our energy up and mental energy up. And then we're going to talk about how do we deal with, we just had a fight this morning. I'm not kidding you. We literally, in this moment, before we did a Facebook Live, just debriefed it. We resolved it earlier, but we literally just took, 10 minutes to debrief, and we're good now. So we're going to walk you through how we did that. So stay tuned. All right. Because we're going to talk about, so first thing in the morning,
what we both like to do is work out. Now, I never used to be a morning person, but about a little while ago, I changed my priorities around. I wanted to work out, and then Roz likes to work out too, and our boys came to join us. So it's like a family date time.
Yeah.
And it's pretty fun, and it's energizing, and it's good to have a family activity in the books before you start your day.
And it's so good to respond to yourself. Like you're saying good morning to your body when you're moving your body and you're lifting weights or you're doing your HIIT cardio, whatever. Sort of.
Hair's bugging.
And for me, I do a lot of HIIT and plyo with my weights. And what I notice is it actually wakes up my brain because you're using both sides of your body. So it wakes up my left brain and my right brain, and I'm like, boom! So I'm not kidding you. It's true.
It's way better than a cup of coffee. I have coffee too, but together. Yeah.
Hi, Lauren. Hi, Jason. And the other thing we do is we have supplements. So you want to talk about your supplement routine, hun?
Yeah, so...
I think I gotta rest my elbow. So let's go over here. Oh, the lighting's not very good.
Where are we going?
Okay.
So supplements, we use, I use protein powder, sometimes a pre-workout supplement, just to give you that extra zing so you can max out your workout as much as you can. Because it takes me a good half an hour to, wake up in the morning, which is kind of part of the reason why we got into our fight this morning, which we'll get into shortly. But so when I work out, I want to be there 100%. So supplements help me get there.
Yes, and I take supplements as well. So usually I take multivitamins and lots of vitamins and minerals and BCAAs, anything that's going to help me increase my muscle and natural. I like natural products. Yeah. And actually, Linda... I know her as Linda Tram, but Linda Lamb, I just did a Facebook Live not too long ago, gifted me a 10-day program through Thrive, which is a nutritional program, and it's so easy. I feel like I'm like, boom! It's like a pill that has natural derivative of caffeine and all these other good vitamins and minerals, and then I take a shake after that is part of Thrive. Let's move back, babe. And that has lots of vitamins and minerals, and then you slap on this. I kind of joke that's a nicotine patch. I don't smoke.
Looks like it, but...
Well, no, it's like fun. It's colorful. I don't know if nicotine patches are, but you slap it on, and it's like absorbing more minerals and vitamins. And honestly, I'm high energy anyway, but this feels like, wow, this really gives me a lot of energy. Yeah, so supplements are really important. Working out, you don't have to take supplements, but I personally notice a difference. Let's talk about our fight.
Let's get into the juicy aspect here.
Yes!
Yeah. So
how about I share my perspective?
Okay.
In terms of what happened. So I'm showering post-workout, and I'm feeling good because I'm on this Thrive products, and I'm so happy. It's Friday, and then I come out of the shower, and I'm opening up the shower curtain, and I'm like, ah! And I like dance my naked body behind Dan. Hoping that he would be playful with me. And what happened, babe?
And I was not. I looked at her and said, don't be ridiculous, or something like that, right?
Right. And so in that moment, this is what I want to point out, because we
want to work with couples to help them see how these tiny little subtle nuances actually can create turning away from each other. So in that moment, I felt, because I was so in my love and my playfulness and my sexiness, and I just wanted to have Dan bathe in love with me. And then he said, don't be ridiculous. And in that moment, I felt rejected. And so I even said that. I started to well up and I said, oh, like, that really hurt. And then what happened?
And then I had just woken up this morning. I didn't work out this morning. And I was still trying to wrap my head around what just happened. It kind of hit me like I didn't know how to respond. So I'm trying to start a serious conversation and ask her what's happening, trying to get a good comprehension about why she's all of a sudden crying now. And I didn't know that I definitely had not intended anything hurtful, but it came out that way. It got interpreted that way.
Right. I interpret it as rejection. And so we went on our way and I just kind of kept quiet and I was a little bit tearful. We went downstairs, got the kids ready, and Dan could see I was upset. So eventually he came over and put his arm around me. And I said that I'm really hurt. And then do you remember what you did?
At that moment?
You turned away again.
Okay.
He had his arm around me and then he took it away and turned away. So if we were to replay this, we had to talk about, and we replayed it, and we're in our conscious brain. We recognize, like, throughout the day, I said to you, what I needed from you was to feel seen, was to feel loved and accepted. And had you just even said, honey, I love your playfulness. I'm so tired. I wish I could join you. That would have been really different than I'm ridiculous. And by the way, Dan, we talked about this. He gave me permission to talk.
Yeah.
Okay, for this. Because I can articulate better since it's my jam, it's my field. And in that moment when he put his arm around me in the kitchen and I said again, I'm really hurt. What I wanted to have happen, because ideally you want as a couple, you want to turn towards each other. Turn towards each other. When you're feeling hurt, turn towards each other. And rather than away from each other. And what I wanted to have happen was, I'm really sorry, I want to understand how I hurt you instead of turning away. So the powerful thing is we are able to have these kind of conversations because we understand there's a bigger lesson here. And Dan's lesson is to continue awakening to that part of him that can deepen and be more conscious about those subtle nuances. I mean, how many men can relate with Dan right now? It's like, fuck, that wasn't a fucking big deal. But then, like, my wife is like raw, and it's like, but I didn't say anything insulting. Yeah. But that's what we're talking about.
What just happened is kind of a common reaction that a lot of men have. Right?
Yes. And can I share the trigger? Like you okay with the core belief?
Sure.
Yeah. Do you want to share that actually? Just so that you...
Sure. So the core belief, which is no longer a belief that I have, but one is that I feel rejected by women, right?
You feel undesirable.
Undesirable by
I'm
women.
not desirable.
Yeah.
Just I'm not desirable. And that was something that Dan's been working on and has mastered. Yeah. But I wanted to point out, here's a really subtle way in how it can show up. That going back to the shower situation where I come out, I'm all playful, and then I feel rejected. What most people do who don't have the consciousness to be a witness and observer and not continue in acting and reacting in their own shit is, if I was reacting my own shit, I would be like, fuck you. I'm turning away. I'm going to turn outside of my relationship through food, through affair, through numbing out, through not giving him sex, like whatever that looks like. I know through like spending my money, right? And so spending his money. Can you relate? We're kind of laughing, but I work with couples for many, many years that this happened, and it was just that subtleness that subtleness can create so much damage because couples continue to turn away from each other. The point is, when you're hurt, stop, be aware of what just happened. If you don't understand, take some space. We took some space and then we reconnected from a calmer place, because you cannot try to resolve anything when you're emotional.
And you got to take some space for yourself and process it in your own mind. And I mean, I came to some realizations about my own self too, that what perspective do I have in my head that I'm trying to understand a bit better. So when we took a few hours and then we came back to it and we spoke about it both on the phone and in person here, we can come at it from a clearer point. And it's that communication. And, you know, Roz was able to check in with some outside, you know, resources too. That's another great aspect, is having some external people who you can...
Go talk to a coach. Go talk to a therapist. Go talk to your friends who can be sounding boards and neutral. Don't talk about your partner negatively, okay? Because then that friend, if it's not a professional, that friend's going to have a biased perspective.
It sets the precedent.
You need to take accountability for your actions. So what I meant to mention is, like, going back to that I'm not desirable, what happens is, had I been reactive and not conscious and turn away from my relationship, now it reinforces, had Dan if he had that belief about I'm not desirable, it would have reinforced that belief right there. So I hope this makes you guys think about the subtleness of how you communicate in your everyday with your partner, and ask yourself, am I turning away from my partner, or am I turning towards my partner? Because that makes a huge difference.
And also, if you're in the receiving end of something that you feel hurt you, maybe approach your partner with, you know, pure intention of just being clear with them that this is what my reaction was, and don't start blaming them for saying, you scumbag, you hurt me, saying, you know, sorry, hun, but that really hurt me for this reason, and try to clarify it with them. Because quite often, like as was the case today, it was not the intention of having a hurtful situation, but that's the way it got understood. Yeah, that's the way it was understood initially. So just having that clarification, I think, is the big first step. You know, it takes a lot of guts to quote unquote man up, or whatever phrase you want to use, to say, hey, you know, either, you know, I got hurt by what you said, or even if I came to Roz and said, hey, sorry, I didn't mean to be hurtful, I realized that I was. I mean, that takes a bit of guts to say that. Because
now in that moment, I know, I'm sorry, I've pointed a lot, and I don't actually point at Dan, where I don't actually point. That's me being passionate. Because body language, nonverbals, is so important. If you're crossing your arms and you're looking like this, which I mentioned before in another Facebook Live, your brain processes nonverbals first. You can't even hear what the person's saying. So I lost my train of thought because I'm so passionate and got into this. What was I going to say, babe?
About communication being clear, showing your strength through...
Oh, I lost the train of thought. But anyway, what I want to say is, body language is really important. We actually resolve it by holding each other and looking, oh yes, I want to be seen. And so I want to connect with Dan. I want to be like face to face. I want him to see me, my soul. I want to be seen. Every single person, human being, wants to feel seen. Even if when they're hurt, and even when they're angry, it's like, just see your partner. Go beyond what they said that was hurtful, and just drop in and see them and hear them. And the art of listening is so powerful. It can transform everything. So we literally embrace each other and talks it through. All right. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Tell us what points, what were your takeaways? Because here's the thing, we're a power couple. We're going to be teaching couples how to communicate consciously. We just walked you through our process, real life, real time.
That's teacher's experience, right?
Right, we're not perfect. So we of course fight, and you should be fighting, but it's how you fight, right? Because then you learn so much more about yourself. You're mirrors for each other. Use that. Use the fact that you can be a mirror and go, what can I learn about myself right now if my partner's really upset? How can I make a shift? Or how can I communicate differently, because this is a value of mine and is a non-negotiable? How can I communicate that in a way that they could hear me? So let's pause there because I feel like, babe, we could start a TV show with this. All right. So call to action is to post your ahas below. Thanks, loves.
Bye-bye.